Hey there, YouTube. My friends call me Barf, and now it's not a time to be quiet about Flesh and Blood. I've been inspired to tell you all about my stories and my adventures as a collector, as a player, and as a judge of this wonderful card game. It all started with our favorite taco man, Rudy. Rudy got me started in late 2020. I really couldn't tell you when, but this guy here got me on WTR and Arcane Rising Unlimited. I had a great time. The resource system sold me immediately. I learned about the mission statement of Legend Story Studios, about playing games in the flesh and blood, and I was drawn in. Had to get in there. I bought 2 boxes of WTR Unlimited and 2 boxes of Arcane Rising Unlimited, and I was destined to be a gamer. I got a scab skin leathers in my first WTR box. I got a spring tunic in my second WTR box. These are unlimited. And then my first arcane box, I got an Eye of Ophidia. So 3 boxes, 2 legendaries, and a fable. I was hooked. It was over. It was so much fun to burn through those packs, to read those cards for the first time, to feel all the different numbers on everything and just feel the game. It was wonderful. So I was immediately thrown into Brute Life. The Brute Life chose me. I did not choose the Brute Life, but I was glad to be chosen by the Brute Life. So I was definitely running Eye of Ophidia in my Brute deck just to find those sweet Blood Rush Bellows faster and to flex on everybody online, because I was playing during Skirmish Season 1, which, if anyone remembers, the world was in lockdown. It was mid-pandemic. We were all playing webcam games for this sweet, sweet playmat right here, the Skirmish Season 1 playmat. It says down here 2001, but it was definitely played during 2020, during the pandemic. And what a blast that was. Met all kinds of people online. We were playing webcam games just like this. We had our webcam, we had our hands, we're playing Flesh and Blood. Not in the Flesh and Blood, but the closest thing to it. The closest thing we could at the time. I was living in South Korea at the time, and we would wake up every day at 3 a.m. and grind tournaments, trying to get this sweet playmat. Also, they were giving out cold foil heroes, and we'll get to that part of the collection later. Right now, we're talking about story time. So I met all kinds of cool people, and through my judging career, I've been able to actually meet those people I played online with in person at tournaments. And sometimes it's the most unexpected thing. I'll just walk up and talk to someone, and I'll hear their voice, and I'm like, man, you sound so familiar to me. And that's just one of the beauties of this game, is this the community is so wonderful. It's drawn me towards it. It's the cards drew me in, and the community has locked me in. I'm Flesh and Blood for life, baby. I'm a player, I'm a collector, and I'm a judge. So what do we got here next? So all through Skirmish Season 1, I was Brute Life, baby. Crushing people, Blood Rush Bellows, swinging the Mandible Claws, going crazy. Back then, if you played back then, it was an Ira meta. Everyone played Ira, everyone played Dorinthia, but not me. I was the one brute gamer out there, rolling my scab skin leathers, hoping for a 6. Let's see if we can get one live. Nope, got a 3. That's okay. Started playing during Crucible of War. Monarch wasn't out yet. It was a good time to be a gamer. The game was really slow back then. It was a lot of fun. I got to play for a while. That took us to Worlds. I didn't get to go as a competitor, but my buddy did, and I just kind of went there to support him. Couldn't help but go to the first World Tournament, the first World Championship. I knew it was going to be a blast, and it was. I was grinding side events. I was having a really good time, and that's where we can start the collection. So I told you all earlier I was a brute gamer. Let me actually just slide this out of the way for now. We'll get to that one in a minute. I've been a brute gamer forever, so I have to have them in cold foil, right? So I got the Apex Bonebreaker here. I got that Scowling Flesh Bag. The Marvel Rock. This will one day be a good card, mark my words. I got my Talismans of Ignition cold foil too, waiting for this day. Waiting for that day to finally pop off. Some Spoiled Skull action. Even the commons and the rares, Skull Crushers, Majestic, but not really a big deal. Oof, the days of Monarch. The market highs and the market lows. I paid way too much for this card. but it's okay. I still love it. Got my Crucible of War, Cold Foil Mandible Claws. Of course, I got both of them. Come on now, I'm a Brute gamer. Gambler's Glove. This is a card that I adopt. This is a Brute card. You can disagree, but you only play it as Brute or you play it against Brute. It's a Brute card. The Skullhorn. Look out, Kano. I'm coming for you. And then my Alpha Barkbone Strapping. One of my few Alpha Cold Foils. So, the Brute life chose me, but I embraced it back. Some of these cards are just... I think they're a little cheap. Crucible little Cold Foils. Man, these are so affordable. Monarch Cold Foils, crazy affordable. I mean, realistically, considering the print run of a Barkbone Strapping, like the amount of these there are that exist, still crazy affordable. We got our Skullhorn Majestic. Very glad you got these cards. I love them to death. They mean a lot to me. They're more than the monetary value. These are collectibles to me. I'm going to keep them. They tell my story. They just have so much meaning to me outside of just the monetary value. So collecting is very much so alive. My second love, hold on, before I get to the box, my second love here was Dromai. Yep, dirty illusionist player. Got the Cold Foil Dragon Mama. Had to get a little baby dragon. I only picked up one of these. The rest of them were just cold foil, only one marble. And then I had to, let's get 3 of each, right? You can't have just one dragon. I still can't believe how cheap these are. I was looking at TCG Player just the other day. They're like $14 a piece. I know Dromai isn't playable, but when she is, which she will be, she's going to come back. Come on now. There's no way these can only be $14. Like $10 to $14 for this beautiful piece of art. This card is beautiful. Alone. Just whether the card's playable or not, this is worth $15. Come on. I got all these. There's my playable ones. That's why they're sleeved up in the world premiere for Uprising sleeves. I love those sleeves. And then, I got the rest of them too. Got the big 3. Oops. Hold on now. There's the rest of them. There you go. I'm not a liar. I got them all. 3 of each. And the big 3. All sub 100 now too. They're beautiful. They're just beautiful pieces of art. I don't know how you can not love these things. Everyone's favorite Tomultai right here. Oh, they're gorgeous. Man, they're just beautiful. Absolutely. Market's really soft on these things. I don't understand it myself right now. They're just beautiful collector's items. But this is a player's world, right? Everyone says this is a player's market, but I'm here to tell you the collectors are still out here. We're still doing stuff. I got my rainbow foil heart. I had to get it to go with my eye. I can't have the eye alone. These cool, crazy brews. I don't know how many folks are out there have seen these in person, but I love these things so much. I wish we'd have more cool cold foils like this. One day we're going to have an alchemist class, and we're going to be eating well. 3 cold foil crazy brews in the alchemist deck. I don't care if they're good, they're going in the alchemist deck. What other fun stuff do I have here? Some cold foils from older sets. So here's my Crucible of War Perch Grapplers. I kind of had a speculation on these. I bought these quite a long time ago for a good price. I got some, what do we got here? Arcane Rising cold foils. Got the very playable Null Rune gloves. The not so playable but kind of playable Null Rune robe. Got those beautiful Mage Master boots. Hold on, I'm gonna get those to pop in the light. I love these Mage Master boots so much. And then another alpha piece here. I got the Helm of Eisen's Peak. I got that one for a pretty good deal too. That was right before the cold foils popped up in price. And then let's see here. This is a fun one to me. I love this one. This one tells a story to me. It was a blast collecting these, tracking down players who had these. A lot of these were picked up from people who played the game in alpha and they were just looking to cash in and get out. I just love the idea of somebody putting this card down. They walk in their LGS. They say, hey, there's this new game called Flesh and Blood. They say, what's that? Oh, let's give it a try. Let's crack open some decks. Maybe a couple starter decks. Got the sealed brick right here. Crack open a couple of these bad boys. Open up a few packs. Pull open this cool cold foil card. Maybe they're playing some sealed. They slap this sucker down on the table, slide it around a little bit, and now it's an 8, and that's okay. The grades don't matter too much to me. It's just a piece of history to me. These are so cool to me. Had to get them slabbed just because how cool they are. What other cool stuff do I have laying around here? Here you go. Here's my degeneracy. I was a degenerate for a little while. So who out here knows what this is? This is a gem. I am unfortunately a degenerate Rudy Gem Keeper. So if you bought a Gem Keeper from Rudy, you get these 3 full art Fable cards. They're not quite the size of a card. They're a little too big, so they're not really playable. But on the back, you have some really interesting text. If you want to read it, I'll pause. You can pause the video and read it. So these were just super cool. It was a horrible investment, but I just think they're so cool. There's those ones. Pretty sure there's another one in here for the Corshim or something. Thought there was. Maybe it's hidden underneath there. I don't feel like digging for it. Here we go. The partnership of Legend Story Studios and Alpha Investments. Bringing people together through the common language of playing and investing in great games. And collecting, James. And collecting. Here it is. Here's the Gem Keeper. Rudy, the Taco Man Gem Keeper. Unfortunately, your cards have to be PSA graded, but it's okay. We errata that in our playgroup. PCG graded instead. But the degeneracy does not stop there. I was silly enough to get Chuck Norris in the face so hard that I'm a double Gem Keeper. Don't tell anybody. Still a little embarrassed about that one. That's okay. Let's talk about the history of the game a little bit more. I had my Ira Crimson decks. So these are from 2018. See if we can get this on the camera. There we go. 2018 Legend Story Studios. You don't see too much stuff from 2018. So like I said earlier, I played during the pandemic. I started playing on Tabletop Simulator. Back before Talishar existed, any of that stuff. We played on Tabletop Simulator to learn Ira decks, and then we played with webcam for actual skirmish games. What else do we have here? Some sealed product. Let's see. I keep boxes of all the sets, but none of them are as special to me as my Crucible of War case. Got a sealed case of Crew. Love this stuff. First edition Crucible of War. I don't have any Alpha and Arcane first, except for these 2 booster packs. Unfortunately, no Brute. I'm still looking for the Brute one. I'm going to get the Brute life going. And then I do love Mechanologist, so this works out just fine. But here's my Alpha and my Arc first that I have. Not as impressive as a box, but it's okay. Alright, let's get on to the crown jewels, huh? The big boys. The collection pieces that really speak to me. The ones I'll never get rid of. The ones that mean the most to me. Alright, where are they? Ah, here they are. PCG. So, like I said, I went to Worlds. And at Worlds, they were doing express grading. So I could get a card graded. Don't worry about that, that's junk. And they would fly it out overnight and get the card graded for me. And I had to get the most important cards to me, because again, Brute Life, baby. So here you go, at Worlds graded. I got a cold foil Scab Skin Leathers. And man, I love this card so much. The toenails pop. And the skull is cold foil. You just don't get that on the rainbow foil. The rainbow foil, the skull is not cold foil. The skull is just a regular background. I think that, yeah, the toes are foiled, but the skull is, well, I guess it is. It just does not look good. It does not pop like this one does. This is such a special cold foil to me. It's so beautiful. And then, as I mentioned, it's graded at Worlds. A little Worlds logo on it. The first Worlds, before the nice fancy metal labels. Pretty good, 9.5 quad, with a plus. And then here we go. I told you I was a Brute Life. I'm a Green Man Enjoyer. So during the first skirmish season, back before we had cool marvels, we had these guys. So just the borders cold foil, but a cold foil right on our Reckless Rampage, signed by the artist. And this is back when fab cards were terrible quality, so close to a black label. Look at that. Corners, a 9.5. There's the littlest feather right there. That's it. That's what kept me from getting a pristine black label. And oh man, there you go, 2019, Hero 001P. I I think these were given out in New Zealand, but then also during Skirmish Season 1. Put these back in their case. I don't keep these suckers out too often. You got lucky today. And then one more. This is how I know Flesh and Blood chose me. Is this one right here. So I told you I was a Rudy fan. I got my case in the mail. I pull out all my boxes, and I say, that's the box right there. I'm going to open that box right there. First box I open, what's inside? Oh, that's right. If you guessed Enigma New Moon Marvel, you guessed correctly. First box of MST, here it is. Only got a 9 because that centering is pretty bad. That's okay. Surface is bad too, but man, you can't tell looking at this card. This card's beautiful in person. What a cold foil. You know what's crazy is when I opened this, I was just in shock. I was in shock that I opened it. I didn't realize what I'd opened. I did realize it, but I couldn't believe it. I just stared at it for a long time. Let's get the Brute Boy back online. Pull him back out here while I finish this up. So everyone's been talking that now is not a good time to be quiet about Flesh and Blood. We need to get out here and share our stories and share our love of the game. Why we love the game, why we love collecting it. I told you that this has got such a story for me. I stayed up through the pandemic, 3 in the morning, grinding tournaments, making friends, to win this card, to then go to the first Worlds and get it graded. This is such a story. This is more than a piece of cardboard. This is my Flesh and Blood story. This card right here. Now thankfully, I've been able to learn the rules well enough. I'm a trash player. I've learned the rules well enough, and I've gotten to travel. I get to see the world. I get to judge the game, and I get to see the world. They say play the game and see the world. Well, you know, we get to judge the game and see the world too, and it's a wonderful experience. I love the community. I love the cardboard. So just, you know, get out here and join us. Collect with us. Play with us. It's not a good time to be quiet about Flesh and Blood. We're on the precipice of something right now. The game is it's going. It just hit Japan. We're going places, baby. So hop on board. Till next time. See you later.